Hi guys, I'm Molly and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, thank you so much for returning, and if you haven't, welcome and thank you for viewing this video today. It's been a while since I've done one, but this isn't my job, this is just a hobby, so I just do videos like as and when I want to. And today's video seemed like a very good excuse because it is a book haul. So it's a collective book haul over the past couple of months. I've probably gone to mostly charity shops because you can always get a really good bargain in charity shops for books, and I absolutely love having a mooch. And always, if you don't buy like a new book that's out straight away, if you go like a few months later, someone's probably read it and donated it to the charity shop, so you'll pay like not even a quarter of the price. And whenever I'm done with my books, I always have books that I've really enjoyed and want to keep for my bookshelf, but then I have books that I'm not really going to read again, so I donate them to the charity shop. And if I don't go to a charity shop, usually Asda, Waterstones, you know, World of Books, sort of like that. So this haul is pretty much from Asda and charity shops, I think. So yeah, because it's been a couple of months, I have actually read two of these books, so I'm going to start with those first and then I'm going to carry on with the books that I haven't read. So the first one that I picked up was from a charity shop, and this is The Lucky Escape by Laura Jane Williams. And I always like to read the back because it's easier than me explaining, but it basically says, one cancelled wedding, the day finally comes for Annie to marry Alexander. The last thing she expects is to be left standing at the altar. She was so sure he was Mr. Right, now she has no idea how she could have got it so wrong. One unexpected encounter. After a chance meeting with Patrick, an old friend who reminds her of who she used to be, Annie takes a vow of her own. She'll say yes to every opportunity that comes her way from now on. One spare ticket for the honeymoon. Could a spontaneous trip with Patrick be the way to mend Annie's heart? She's about to find out as she embarks on her honeymoon with a man who's not her husband. I really enjoyed this. It was just an escape. I read it really quickly, and it was just really light-hearted and romantic and fun. So if you're looking for a book to take on your holidays, or if you're looking just for a book to chill at home, I know it's a bit late for the holiday season now, being September, but I really enjoyed this, and I only paid £1 for it, so I can't really complain. The second book is a very new one. This is The Happy Place by Emily Henry. And I will read the thing again. So Harriet and Wynne are the perfect couple. They go together like bread and butter, gin and tonic, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Every year they take a holiday from their lives. They take a holiday from their lives to drink far too much wine with their favourite people in the world. Except this year they are lying through their teeth because Harriet and Wynne broke up 6 months ago. And they still haven't told anyone. But the cottage is for sale, so this is the last time they'll all be here together. They can't bear to break their best friend's heart, so they'll fake it for one more week. But how can you pretend to be in love and get away with it in front of the people who know you best? I actually really enjoyed this. I liked it because I couldn't guess what had happened and what was going on. So you sort of know that they've split up at the start, but you just can't understand why, and it goes sort of from past to present, so it goes backwards to slowly show you what actually happened to them because they were just so perfect. And I really enjoyed this. Again, it's an escape, a really proper feel-good romantic read, and I genuinely really enjoyed reading this. So yeah, and I got this from Asda, as you can tell, tickle pink. So yeah, those are the two that I've read, and these are going to be the ones that I haven't read. So the next one is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I've seen this on TikTok loads, and I thought, you know what, I'm not usually one of those people that sort of sees new books and they're like, get them. Usually I'm like a person that waits months and picks it up really late, but I've seen this a few times and I thought I would grab it. So it says on the back, Anastasia Allen has worked her entire life for a shot at Team USA. It looks like everything is going according to plan when she gets a full scholarship to the University of California at Maple Hills and lands a place on their competitive figure skating team. Nothing will stand in her way, not even the captain of the hockey team, Nate Hawkins. Nate's focus as a captain is on keeping his team on the ice, which is tricky when a facilities mishap means they are forced to share a rink with the figure skating team, including Anastasia, who clearly can't stand him. But when Anastasia's skating partner faces an uncertain future, she may have to look to Nate to take her shot. Sparks fly, but Anastasia isn't worried because she could never like a hockey player, right? Basically, just romance, escape again. I love reading books like this. I think some people think they're like super cringe, but yeah, I'm probably going to enjoy this, so I'm looking forward to reading it. Next one is The Binding by Bridget Collins. I've seen this absolutely loads in charity shops, and I've just never picked it up. And then I was in there the other week and I thought, it's literally £1. Let's grab it. But it says, Emmett Farmer is a binder's apprentice. His job is to handcraft beautiful books and, within each, to capture something unique and extraordinary, a memory. If you have something you want to forget or a secret to hide, he can bind it, and you will never have to remember the pain it caused. In a vault under his mentor's workshop, row upon row of books and secrets are meticulously stored and recorded. Then one day, Emmett makes an astonishing discovery. One of the volumes has his name on it. So, yeah, sounds very intriguing, and I'm looking forward to reading that at some point. The next book is basically a sequel to one I've already read by Coleen Hoover. This one's called It Starts With Us. The other one is called It Ends With Us. Pretty sure. Really, it's very controversial. The other one, some people love it, some people hate it. I absolutely love it. I think it's got an absolutely fantastic message, and I've never read a book like that before. So if you haven't read it, I'd definitely check it out. But this is the sequel. Obviously, if you haven't read the first one, I just skip this part because obviously this is the sequel. Don't want to ruin anything for you. Obviously, if you've read the first one or you're not interested, I'm just going to go ahead with it. So your warning's there. But it says, Lily and Ryle have just settled into a civil co-parenting rhythm with their daughter Emerson, when Lily suddenly runs into Atlas almost 2 years after they last spoke. Elated that the timing finally seems to be right to give what they have together a real chance, Atlas asks Lily on a date. But Lily's excitement is almost immediately replaced by dread and anxiety when Lily remembers that Ryle, though no longer her husband, is still very much part of her life. And though Ryle would dislike Lily dating anyone but him, Atlas Corrigan is the one man he absolutely will not stand having in his ex-wife and daughter's lives. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this because, as I said, loved the first one and I really want to find out what happens, because the first one kind of landed on. I didn't think they'd do a second one because I feel like the first one landed on a bit of a kind of a cliffhanger, but not at the same time. It left you sort of wanting more, but I think I would have been like happy with it just ending there. So yeah, looking forward to reading that. The next one is one I've had in my Goodreads for years. This is The Keeper of Lost Things by Ruth Hogan. Again, charity shop, saw it, grabbed it. So it says on the back, meet the keeper of lost things. Anthony Perdue has spent half his life collecting lost objects, trying to atone for a promise broken many years before. Realising he is running out of time, he leaves his house and all of its lost treasures to his assistant Laura, the one person he can trust to reunite the thousands of objects with their rightful owners. But the final wishes of the keeper of lost things has unforeseen repercussions, which trigger a most serendipitous series of encounters. So yeah, sounds intriguing. I think I'm going to enjoy this, and the cover is so pretty. Next one is another charity shop grab. This is the Paris Connection by Lorraine Brown. I've seen this a couple of times. I think I've seen this on TikTok as well, actually. But again, got very lucky in the charity shop. And it says on the back, Hannah and Sai are in love and on the same track. That is, until their train divides on the way to a wedding. The next morning, Hannah wakes up in Paris and realises that her boyfriend and her ticket are 300 miles away in Amsterdam. But then Hannah meets Leo on the station platform and he's everything Sai isn't. Spending the day with him in Paris forces Hannah to question how well she really knows herself and whether sometimes you need to go in the wrong direction to find everything you've been looking for. Sounds like it's going to be another romantic escape to me. Looking forward to that. The next one is The Switch by Beth O'Leary. I loved the flat share, so I'm very much looking forward to reading this, and I've heard great things. So this says, after blowing a big presentation at work, Lena takes a 2-month sabbatical and escapes to her grandmother Eileen's house for some overdue rest. Eileen is newly single and about to turn 80. She'd like a second chance at love, but her tiny Yorkshire village doesn't offer many eligible gentlemen. A life swap seems the perfect solution, but with a rabble of unruly OAPs to contend with, as well as the distractingly handsome local school teacher, Lena learns that switching lives isn't straightforward. In London, Eileen is a huge hit with her new neighbours and with the online dating scene, but is her perfect match nearer to home than she first thought? Yeah, another escape that I'm really, really looking forward to reading. As I said, loved the flat share. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but yeah, loving that. The next one, I'm very, very, like, what's the word when they say that I'm behind, basically. There's a saying, can't think of it right now, but I'm very behind with reading this, and I've always wanted to give it a go. I've got to be in the right frame of mind to read this though. Most of the time I like to read like very like happy escape sort of books. This obviously is very, but I'm very much looking forward to reading it. Obviously hope and sadness at the same time, because obviously, but it says on the back, in 1942, Leil Sokolov arrived in Auschwitz, Birkenau. I'm very bad at. I'm literally looking down behind the camera. Birkenau. I'm terrible at pronouncing things. I'm so sorry. Auschwitz Birkenau. He was given the job of tattooing the prisoners marked for survival, scratching numbers into his fellow victims' arms in indelible ink to create what would become one of the most potent symbols of the Holocaust. I'm literally, this is awful. This is absolutely awful, but we're not stopping now. God, I should have rehearsed this before reading it out. Waiting in line to be tattooed, terrified and shaking, was a young girl. For Leil, a dandy, a Jack the lad, a bit of a chancer, it was love at first sight, and he was determined not only to survive himself, but to ensure this woman, Gita, did too. So begins one of the most life-affirming, courageous, unforgettable and human stories of the Holocaust, the love story of the Tattooist of Auschwitz. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think there was a point like a few years ago where everyone was giving this a read, and like I said, I've really got to be in the right frame of mind to read this, because I get just down and sad about things, and it puts me in a sad way, so I have to be in the right frame of mind to read this, but I'm really, really looking forward to it. This is actually one of, I can't remember how many, but it's part of a series, and the other books tell of other people's stories in this book, so if I enjoy this, I'm definitely going to move on to one of the others, and hopefully I enjoy those too. But yes, definitely should have read that out before recording it, but oh well. But yeah, really, really looking forward to reading that. And then the last one on the list is Normal People by Sally Rooney. This is another one that everyone was reading not so long ago. I know it's been turned into a series now. Don't know if I'll watch the series. I don't know if I'll enjoy this, but this was something different for me to pick up. But I'm trying to branch out a little bit more and read. I was intrigued by it, so I thought, I'm going to give it a go, but I'm going to read the back, just in case you don't know what it's about. So, Connell and Marianne grew up in the same small town in the west of Ireland, but the similarities end there. In school, Connell is popular and well-liked, while Marianne is a loner. When the two strike up a conversation, awkward but electrifying, something life-changing begins. Normal People is a story of mutual fascination, friendship and love. It takes us from the first conversation to the years beyond, in the company of two people who try to stay apart but they can't. So yeah, this really intrigued me. I think there's more books in the series, but I'm not 100%. I liked the cover, so yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go, and if I enjoy it then I'll give the series a go as well, but this is definitely a little bit different for me, because as you can see, I usually go for my fantasy romance, and romance escapes usually. So yeah, so thank you for watching this video today and being patient with me. I usually put people's book videos on in the background whilst I'm like pottering around or whilst I'm just on my phone, and I love them because if I don't already have an idea of books that I want to get, they give me an idea, and I like listening to people talk about books. I like listening to see if people have enjoyed books. I like listening to people's opinions. So yeah, I really enjoy when I do these videos because yeah, I always wait until I've got a good chunk to talk about. I absolutely love the fact that I can pick so many books up from charity shops for so cheap, and when they're not sort of so popular as well, because obviously people, when they're popular, people have got in their head about them and you can never find them anywhere. But when it's been a few months down the line, or a few years down the line, you can definitely always pick up something that you've had your eye on. So yes, I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Thank you so much, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.